Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ICS211, and today I'm going to show you how to do the first lab assignment. Okay, so let me share my screen. Share to. So here's the syllabus, and I'm going to do, where is it? Lab 1, this one. I'm going to do this lab. And so you should have already done Xi Labs 5.30. You should have already done this one. You should have already done this array statistics one. If you haven't, the last video takes you through this. It takes you almost completely shows you how to do it, because I'd like you to get through this, and then so you're able to do the first lab, and then you know how we want to have things handed in, for the remainder of the semester. So I finished this in the last video that I made, and so I have a solution here, and I have not yet submitted it. You don't have to get 100% of the points here to be able to get 100% of points on the lab, because this checks things like making sure that you have the right you have a right carriage return at the end of the last line and all that kind of stuff. And the lab is going to be graded, visually. The TA is going to look at your stuff and say, that looks good, and then check you off. So it's not really, it's important that this thing run and provide all the data. We did that in the last lab, and you can see here I've entered some data, and it outputs this output, which is what this is supposed to look like, what the output's supposed to look like. So let me get started. Let me go to lab assignments, and I'm going to do this one. It's called, I renamed it Eclipse Introduction, because really it's about learning the Eclipse integrated development. The purpose of this lab is to become familiar with the Eclipse integrated development environment, which is IDE, which is what IDE stands for, and what you're expected to hand in. Eclipse is going to be used in like most of the future ICS courses that you're going to have programming assignments in. So you need to first you need to install Eclipse. And so to do that, you can click on this link and go here and download and follow the directions. And so you have that running on your computer. And when you open up Eclipse the first time, it's going to look something like this. And here what it is doing is the first thing it does is it asks for a workspace, and you can create new workspaces if you want to. And I think for this I'm gonna create a new workspace. So I'm gonna click in here, and I think I'm gonna go into I could put this wherever I want. I'm gonna put this in my document. ICS211. I've got that here. I'm going to make a new one called Lab Demos. How's that? Lab Demos. Okay, so that's my new workspace. You can name yours whatever you want, but it's nice to keep track. I have more than one because just because I have to, teach myself stuff sometimes, and I make mistakes, and I don't want to make mistakes in front of you unless they're good mistakes to see the solution for. But anyway, so that's why but you only need one for this class. It's kind of nice to keep it all together. And so I'm going to launch Eclipse now. Let's go back to the lab. And it's opening up over on another window here. And as soon as it pops open, I'll move it over to what it looks like. Let me see. Can I make this more convenient? Can I put this here and put this here? Yes. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start it up, and we're going to create this Eclipse Hello World program. What we have to do is we have to generate 4 files. We have to generate a screenshot of the Eclipse screen after Hello World executes. We have to export that project into into a zip file. And then we have to do the next part, which is run the array statistics program that was right here. Run this program, get that program running, and export that. and you attach them down here, and that's your submission. So let's do the hello world. Well, over here, oh, you can follow, you should maybe try to follow this tutorial. It's a very good tutorial. And it's straight. I've been through it 2-3 times to make sure various variations of things, and to make sure that it's pretty robust. So here's where you're choosing your workspace directory. After you've installed, this opens up, and then we have this screen. That's where we are now. And if we want to change the perspective, we can do that. Well, I'll show you that because I've already set up mine. So we're gonna create, let's do this one. Well, let's create a new Java project. Okay, so I'll show you this changing the perspective after it comes up, because I guess we can do it here, but let's do that later. And it looked like this. So here we're creating a Java project. I'm going to call it Hello World, and use that. This gets filled in automatically. Create separate. That's okay. Create separate folders is okay. Everything's fine. Create this. I don't know what that is, but let's just create it anyway. I don't know what it does. And then I'm going to hit. I guess they say hit finish. Okay, I'll hit finish. And it's going to create a module info.java with this name in it. That's fine. Go ahead, create. And then this thing comes up. Okay. So here's so this is what comes up after you've got everything set up right. The changing the perspective. Let's see. Let me see where you do that now. Let's go back up here, and window perspective, open, other. Go to other. Is there an other? Yes, here's an other. And you're going to go to that, and you're going to select Java. That's the default. Okay, so you probably didn't have to do this. I don't remember having to do this, but that's what you want. Selects the default, and that's where we are. And when you first open it up, it might not look like this. It might look like there's a bunch of different ways of looking at this, and I hesitate to click around up here. Cancel. That's opening the perspective. But if yours doesn't look like this, keep in mind that you can drag these things over someplace else by grabbing the top thing up here. Look what I just did. I guess it created a new one. Now, can I drag this? Can I drag it back in? Up. Can I just put up? There, that's back. But if you are missing a window, you can go to show view. These are all called views. And so we're going to want to have the console up there. The console will come up as soon as we run a program, but let's say you want to put it up manually, you can go like this, and it just pops it in down here. Now you see it. You might want to have this outline view. And so here you go over here and you select outline, and this will pop up. It may pop up someplace. You can drag it up just like I did there. This will, as soon as you start editing a program, this middle one will pop up. And then it's nice to have the package explorer over here. But sometimes you might see it in like a panel here, like a panel here, a panel here, a panel here, a panel here. And when that happened with me, it was easy enough to find one of these buttons over here to click on, and it changed the view to this. And I could try to change it back by clicking one of these, but I don't want to, because I don't want to have to take the time to come back to it. All right, so let's start making our Hello World program. And so we can, okay, so we've actually done we've done all this. Oh, I guess we're gonna, okay, so next we're gonna create a package. First we created a project, and then we're gonna create a new package, and we're gonna create a new package, I guess, in here. I don't know. You can do right click, new package, and I'm going to name the package Hello World. I'm not going to fool around. We can figure out where these where these names show up later. Just going to make it easy. I'm not going to check anything. They don't check anything over here. Oh, here he names it net.code Java. I'm not sure why, but you can name it anything you want. I'm going to name it that. And so this comes up. This is the default package right now. And then inside the default package, we want to create a Java class. So we go right click, new class. And now we have a new Java class. And let's name our Java class Hello World. Hello World, no space. And we want public, leave that alone, leave this alone. And we want this, we need the main, this public static void main in there. Okay, so make sure you click this checkbox right here. Make sure you click this checkbox right here. Click finish. And we're ready to go. And I think now all we've got to do is print it right in here. We're going to do system.out.println parentheses, quote, hello world, end quote, close, semicolon. And we can run it. Description is not problems. Oh, problems is here. Okay. So then we can run this. We can just right click on the Hello World Java. And for the first time we do it, we can do this. Come down here and run as a Java application. And it says this. And you can click OK. I think you can probably check this checkbox and you won't have to go through this every time, but I just leave it there. And look down here, it says Hello World. Okay. That's it. So so right now I'm going to make this a little bit smaller maybe and take a screenshot of it. And when I take a screenshot, I want to make sure that this is visible. This line right here is visible. Okay. So to take a screenshot, you just go, you can open up your snipping tool. It comes with Windows. Snipping tool and Mac's got one too. I click new, and I'm gonna snip out this bad boy. And there it is. And what am I supposed to do with that? I'm gonna name it. It doesn't tell me what to name it. I'm going to name it Hello World Execution. So I'm going to click right over here on Save. And here we go. And I'm going to save it on the desktop just so I can see it up here. I'm going to go up to the desktop and I'm going to save it as Hello World Execution. Make sure there's a period there and then PNG. Hello World Execution. That's a great name for it. And it shows up right over here. There's that's this. Okay, let me put this down here for a moment. All right, I'm done with the first thing. The second thing I'm supposed to do is, let's get these things ready. Export of my Hello World project. This is my Hello World project. I gotta make sure everything is saved. Must be all saved. And I think I'm going to export it. Export. See, it says export right here. Export. And what am I going to export? Well, I'm going to click on General. I'm going to click Open General, and I'm going to click on Archive File. Click Next. And there's only one project here to export. I want to export that one. And I think, then I have to name a file. And basically, this is like, the path. So I'm going to click on Browse, and I want to put it. I'm going to put this export on the desktop, and I'm gonna name it Hello World Export .zip. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call it. That's where I want to put it. It's going to be in zip format, and I'm going to click finish. And here is my Hello World export. Okay, great. Let me put this down here. Let's go on to step 3. And here is where I created a new Eclipse project called Array Statistics and implements the solution to this one. And then it also wants me to add a print statement that will query the user when it's time to enter the array. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over here, and I'm gonna close this up, and I'm gonna close this up and close this up, and I'm gonna create a new project, as my friend would say, project, Java project. Yeah, great. And I'm gonna name it, what was supposed to name it? Array Statistics. Array Statistics. Statistics. That's my project name. Is that all I do on this one? I think so. I think I clicked Finish. I'm going to name it that. It's a good name for it. And here I am. And I'm going to inside, oh, I can just do it right here. New package. And I'm going to name it Array Statistics, because I don't have any okay, Array Statistics. And then I'm going to create a new class, and I'm going to call it, let's see, let me think, how about Array Statistics? Statistics times it. Okay, I'm doing it on time. And I need this void thing, and I'm going to click finish. All right, here we are. And so I need to click on this, and I'm going to copy this whole dang program. Let's see. I can't just do that. I gotta I need way up at the top above class. This is the class. This is called class lab program. We're going to call it class array statistics. I got to put these import statements. So I got to copy this, and I'm going to paste it right here. Is there a paste? There it is. And then I'm going to static void main. There's a static void main. String args. That's okay. I guess it's a, I'm just going to copy it from here. And I do everything except for that last curly. Okay. Copy. And I'm going to replace this. I'm going to delete, and I'm going to paste the thing right here. And there it is. It's all here. Now that looks terrible, doesn't it? So what do? I'm going to click on this, and then I'm going to do Control A to select everything. And then I'm going to do edit. No. Source, correct indentation. Boom. Now we're good. Okay, now if it ran over there, it should run over here. So I'm gonna try run it. I'm just gonna go right click, run as Java application, and that's okay. And we have the console down here, and it's just sitting there. What is it waiting for? Well, it's waiting for the input. So let's put this input in there. And I'm going to click here, and I'm just going to do paste. And then that's the input, and then this is the output. Looks great. Looks like it runs fine. Let's see. I think that's all we have to do. No, it's not. By the way, it's not all we have to do. Let me go back to the we have to put in some, we have to put a print statement that will query the user when it's time to enter the array. So if you look real closely down here, you can see that it says enter an array size followed by an integer array. So we want to print that out. That's important. If you don't do that, you're not going to, then you didn't do this part, and you probably won't get all the points. And oh, look, I have, if you look closely at this, it's got, my gosh, it's right there in this window right up here, right where it says step 0. Right here, here's where it asks for the array values. So right here, I'm going to press enter, and I'm going to put system out print. I don't need a print ln, I'm just going to print, and it's going to be quote enter an array, what do I say there, size followed by an integer, say that anyway, whatever, array colon space and the quote and the parentheses, and it looks like that. Okay, now let's run it. And I think now I can, oh, there's something, oh, okay. This is there, it's telling you that you never close scanner, but just leave that alone. And in fact, don't bother with it because it'll close when the program ends. And if you actually make a habit of closing the scanner, then you might not be able to do some things next time you want the scanner open. But anyway, so I think I can just click this thing here, and it's going to run array statistics. That's okay. And now it asks, okay, great. Can I just hit paste? Do I still have that? Oh, yes, I do. First enter the 9 and then enter the 1, 2, 3 with that, and then press enter. And that's what the output looks like. Okay, I think I've got everything. I want to take a screenshot of this. And so let me, go like this, or go like this, go like this. Whatever, okay. And I'm going to do this clipper thing again, and I'm going to do new clipper, and I'm going to just copy that, and I'm going to say save. Takes a little while, don't know why. There we go, and that's right on the desktop already. I'm going to say array statistics execution dot png. Fantastic. And then I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to export it. File, export. Make sure you go into general, go into click on archive file, click on next, and then you want, this time I'm just gonna import one at a time. Don't put 2 of them, and that's gonna confuse people. And then what do you do? Then what does the grader do? The grader's in a bad mood, they didn't follow directions, take off points. The grader's in a good mood, maybe they'd be okay, but why don't you just do what the directions say. Click this one, and I'm going to change the name of this export thing right here. I'm going to call it array statistics. That looks good. Finish. And here's our array statistics, and oh, by the way, here's our other array statistics. Okay, so here, okay, so and now we're done. I think I can make sure everything is saved. Yes, it is, and I'm going to close this. They don't need it anymore. And so now I just have to upload these 4 files. So to do that, I'm going to go select from computer, browse, and I'm going to come over here. I'm on the desktop, and I got to do the hello world execution. And I have to do the hello world export. And I have to do the array statistics execution. And I have to do the Array statistics export. All right. Let me double click on this execution, see what it looks like. Yes, there we are. So that is it. I can proceed. Submit. Back to list. And it says it's submitted. All right. Okay, so that's all you gotta do. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.